Hello, I'm back again, and here I am bringing you a quick and easy recipe for tres leches cake with caramel sauce. I'm telling you, you're gonna love it, so keep on watching, and you better make this cake.
So I'm going to start off by preheating my oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And I'm going to make my cake using Duncan Hine's classic yellow cake mix. And I'm just going to follow the directions that's written on the back of the cake box. And this calls for 1/3 cup of oil, 3 eggs, and 1 cup of water. And of course, I like to complicate my life by using a hand whisk. But you can use an electrical one, it's much faster, but I just haven't bought one yet. And I'm done mixing the cake once it is a very thickened consistency.
And now I'm going to spray my baking pan with some Pam in order to prevent the cake from sticking onto the pan. And I'm going to transfer the batter onto it. I like to smooth out my cake batter so it can cook evenly, and then I'm going to transfer this pan onto my oven and cook it according to the box's instruction. And to top my tres leches cake, I'm going to make a sweet caramel sauce, starting off by adding 1/2 cup of sugar onto a saucepan and cooking it down until liquid. Then I poured in 1 cup of heavy cream at room temperature. I continued to stir until the heavy cream darkens, and once thickened, I added 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, a couple of drops of lemon juice, and a little sprinkle of salt. I continued to stir and just cook it down a little bit more. I turned off the heat and set it aside to use it to top off my cake later on. And once my cake has been baked, I set it out to cool off. And just to make sure that the cake is completely baked, I poked it with the fork, and since it came out clean, it means that it is. And once cool, I'm going to poke the cake with a lot of holes in order to make sure that the cake absorbs a lot of the milk. At this time, I'm going to take out my whipped cream and set it aside so it can soften. In a separate bowl, I added 1 can of evaporated milk, equal parts of lactose-free milk. I prefer to use this because it's also sweeter, and 1 can of sweetened condensed milk. And I just whisked it to make sure that it's one equal consistent liquid. And once it is, I'm going to pour it all over the cake and make sure that all areas of your cake receives a good amount of milk. I poked extra holes because I want my cake to be extra moist. And just poured in the rest of the remaining milk. And once the cake has absorbed a lot of the milk, I'm going to top it off with some whipped cream. And I like to make sure I use each and every drop of the whipped cream because I want my cake to be extra, extra delicious. There's no diets here today. I then set my cake in the fridge for 5 minutes because I want that whipped cream to harden. Then I made a makeshift piping bag and added in the caramel sauce. I then decorated the cake and started off by making a couple of horizontal lines with the caramel sauce. And then with a toothpick, I made a couple of downward vertical lines, like so. And then in between those vertical lines, I made another vertical line, but this time going from down to up. And that is what makes the very cool decoration. And this is the final product. I'm telling you, this is such an easy recipe. It is so delicious, and if you make it at your next party, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a hit. Or if you just want to make it and indulge on yourself, go ahead. No one's judging. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a buen provecho.